Hey guys, how's things? Oh boy. All right. So, do you ever just find something silly and in your stash or somewhere in the world that is kind of inspiring? It's just like a little just like a little thing. So I was going through this basket of all this different just crap, like ephemera and all these things that I've just been sticking in this basket, different types of just old stuff. Anyway, so I came across this little envelope, this little card, this little greeting card. And I thought, God, that's so cute. A little Christmas card. And it was just, I don't know, it was so inspiring. It's just like a little short, long, or little, narrow, long envelope, right? And it says on here, use this greeting card as a bookmark. So I thought, well, that would be kind of cool to just take, because I have a gazillion envelopes, you guys. So then I started going through my envelopes, looking for envelopes that had a really narrow flap on them, and that had like a taller part on the inside where, so this was short here, that were basically just like this, except for, full size. So went through my stash, and I've been wanting to work on envelopes anyway, but so I so I have a whole bunch of other envelopes pulled out too. But so I was able to find a few different sizes of envelopes that kind of fit this criteria. So like this one, it's a little bit short here, but I think it would work. Yeah. So then I thought, well, what could I do with those? A lot of these I've put aside, I've put in another basket in a drawer, with the intention of, coffee dyeing them or something, because they're so white. But sometimes coffee dyeing envelopes is kind of a pain because of the glue situation. And I mean, I know there's lots of ways to work around it, but anyway, so I pulled out a whole bunch of these envelopes. Actually, I didn't have a lot of them. This is pretty much all I had that fit those criteria. So I just started cutting them down, and obviously, that's open like that now. But anyway, so I thought it would be kind of cool to just do something here and then just do like a thin little stitch along there. Anyway, so I thought that might be kind of fun to work on with you guys. And then this is the part that I cut off. And obviously this is super useful too. So I'll just kind of set those aside. I'll do something else with them. I also have been kind of binging, you know how when you put YouTube on autoplay and you just kind of let it go, like you find a video you want to watch and you just kind of let it go, sort of takes you down rabbit holes. So somehow I wound up watching Eva, the Bohemian Crafter. Just sat watching her one day while I was crocheting, and of course she's like the most inspiring person when it comes to making flips and envelopes and repurposing envelopes into all kinds of cool things, right? So I love, I'm not always one for cutting paper to measurements and stuff, right? Like I don't really like measuring and cutting, but I really want to use some of my new papers. So I thought it would be kind of fun to just use some of my new papers and cover some of these with some of those papers. But I also wanted to do some collaging and stuff. So I thought I would do maybe just one side covered with some scrapbook paper, some pretty paper. And, you know, I could also add more to it, but, and then do like maybe the other side with some collage. So, sorry if this is kind of all over the place, but I just like to sort of explain to you guys my thought process and how I don't know, how I how I kind of come about doing certain things. I don't like to do really complicated like lap books and things like that, but but I do like them, and I think that they're kind of fun. So anyway, so collaging on envelopes it can be challenging because, you know, if you want to do like, hold on, hold the phone. Well, let's just look at one of these. So if you want to do collage on an envelope like this, that can be kind of a pain because you have to deal with the opening, right? And you don't want to mess up the opening. And then also, if you just want to cover that with some kind of pretty paper, that can be difficult as far as cutting it to fit this section here. So one of the easiest things to do is to just make that into a template by just taking a pair of scissors and cutting along the outline of the opening. Right? So it's kind of doing that with a bunch of different envelopes, and I went back to my little tiny bottle after you guys encouraged me to try it again. The other one that I was using, it was starting to leak out the side, so I don't know, maybe I just had glue residue on there. But anyway, so I thought it would be nice to kind of make that a little bit sturdier, you know, if I'm gonna trace with a pencil along the edge of this envelope. So I'm just gonna glue it shut, and this will be kind of like a permanent template, at least for this particular envelope, right? So yeah, so this will just be a template that'll go with these envelopes, right? So I've done that with some other envelopes. I went through, I have a whole bunch of these, I don't know what you call them, what the style is, invitation envelopes, I guess. And they all have this same shape on the inside, right? So I just cut one of them for these, and these are all the same. They're all different colors and stuff, but they're all the same size, and they all have that same outline. I don't think these do, these craft envelopes. Yeah, these are a little bit different, but I thought these ones aren't, I don't know, maybe I'll cut one for this envelope too, but these ones are kind of square here, so, and it's just straight across there, so I thought, you know, I don't necessarily need whatever I'm doing to go up onto these little side pieces. I thought I could just collage or add a piece of paper right on there. So I love using craft envelopes because, you know, it's already sort of like, you don't have to ink them and stuff, really. I mean, you can ink them, but anyway, so yeah, so I thought I just pulled out all these envelopes. Also, little bags and some little tiny envelopes, and of course some library pockets. I just want to make some like flippy outy things, you know, and almost like lap book kind of style things that I could just tuck little tags into and stuff like that. Just, you know, just to use up some of those pretty papers. And make stuff to tuck into journals. I do have these. This one I just cut the front part off of the envelope. I should have saved the back to make it a little bit more sturdy. But anyways, these are from Hobby Lobby. These really, with the really long flap. I think they're kind of cool and fun, you know. So I definitely want to do some of these. But anyway, so then the other thing was working on kind of like an easier way to do that collaging in that shape, right? So I thought, well, if I just collage on like a thin piece of paper, you know, just a piece of printer paper, then I can use my template to just cut out pieces of collaged paper and just glue them on, you know. So I don't have to collage directly on the envelope, right? Anyway, so let's do some of those. I thought I would just kind of play around, make some paper to add on to these, you know, some collage and that kind of thing. I'm just sticking all this stuff behind me. I want to pull out some other collage stuff. So I've got some just book pages. Just pulled out like smaller book pages. I used to keep all my book pages kind of in this like mesh bag, you know, but I found that it was kind of difficult to see what was in the bag, you know. So I wound up just actually wound up just throwing away all of it. I just got tired of dealing with it. I pulled out everything that I thought was cool and still wanted to maybe use, but I just threw away all the rest of it. Sometimes you just have to do that, you know. You just gotta call it and say, okay, I'm gonna start over, like with your scraps, you know. I mean, sometimes it's like you can't use every single scrap. And when it gets to the point where all you have is just like little bits, it's just overwhelming. So I'm just going to glue pages on here and kind of just to fill up this white space. Just in all different directions. And whoops. Yikes. All different directions just to kind of get it covered. Using my baby wipe. Different tones of paper, different weights of book paper. Well, that's kind of cool. Never saw those pages in here. Huh. How many of those are there? Those could be just glued onto a piece of cardstock or something and saved, right? Better save those. Anyway, that's kind of cool, that big letter E. Better glue over here so it doesn't get stuck on the paper again. Just different kinds of text. I got some happy mail from Louise. It made me super happy. I'll show you guys what she sent me. Well, some of what she sent me. I'll show you some of it. Basically just creating a background of book paper. And then I can use this to kind of embellish once I get it attached to the envelope, you know. All different directions. I'm trying to just really mix it up so there's not really an up or a down. I guess we always kind of naturally have an up or a down when we're doing this, but let's put another piece right here. And of course, I might need to let this dry a little bit. So let's do one more and use some other stuff. I'm just using this paper because it's really thin, and since I'm going to be gluing it onto yet another layer of paper when I put it on the envelope, I just don't want it to be too thick, you know. Okay, let's do one with some other stuff. Once I get started on this, sometimes it's really hard to just get, you know, like warmed up. I decided that I'm going to sacrifice my little Webster dictionary to collage. So say goodbye, little Webster, but it's so cute. I have been saving this page for so long. Like, I've had this just floating around for forever, and I'm gonna just make it into a tag or something and stick it on, put it somewhere one of these days. So let's do this one with some other stuff, like maybe some Frenchy French stuff, you know, other random things. I love this paper. This came out of like a ledger. These were advertising pages that were like in the back of the book, I think. A little bit of color. Sort of just creating scrapbook paper, I guess, in a way. Paper that I can just cut apart. I know a lot of people use a book for gluing, like to apply glue, you know. But I think that, I don't know, I just have a hard time doing that for some reason. Let's put one of these envelopes on here. Wait, let me find a different one. Hold the phone. Yeah, let's use this one. I was trying to find one that had more, you know, stuff on it. Oh, I got to show you guys the stuff that Louise sent me. Oh my God. So cool. So pretty. Okay. I'm just going to use a piece of this. This paper is so thin on these old envelopes. Really trying not to overthink this. Just I am trying to add some color and variety as far as the writing, you know, because that sort of adds texture, you know. I love these. I swear I'm going to use some of these one of these days soon. I think I want to scan some of them too. I don't know if you guys saw those. I got, someone sent these to me as Happy Mail, and I showed them on a video one day, but they're super cool. I don't know what they are. They're like, they go into some kind of machine to measure amps, I believe. At least that's what amperes or whatever. Okay, something fun. Let's find something fun in here. Oh, how about this? Kind of like that. It's like a agreement to leasing some land or something. This is a bunch of bank letters to the bank that came out of my stash. Lots of handwriting. A lot of it is like from around 1910s or so. Oh, this is kind of cool. The Compact French Vocabulary. I think I actually scanned this. All right, so there's some more stuff to add in. Get this guy in here and just put it like straight up straight up the center. I know you guys always say you like to just watch. You like to just watch, and it's like company while you're working. So I guess, okay. Okay. I bought one of those stapleless staplers off of eBay that does that, you know. Didn't work very well. I asked the guy if it worked, and he said it did. And he even sent me pictures of it working. Okay, I'm trying not to cover up the stamp. I guess I'm just going to have to cover up the stamp. Oh, well. Anyway, and he sent me pictures of it and said that it looked like it worked, but it didn't really work very good. Anyway, I was kind of bummed. But there's tons of them on eBay. I just didn't feel like, I didn't want to buy another one and have the same thing happen. It kind of works, but it's sort of, I don't know. Okay, I just have that little piece to cover up. One little spot. Let's use let's just stick that right there. Might as well put this one on here somewhere. Okay. Okay, good. All right, I covered up 2 pieces of paper. This one's still a little bit damp. Here's the stuff that she sent me in here. Look at this, you guys. It's amazing. It's stuff from a bank. And most of it is a bank in, I think it's all actually a bank in Paris. So these are like torn off of the edge of like a check or something, or like a deposit slip or something. Yeah, it's like a deposit slip. And then some envelopes. Look at these. So pretty. Love the paper. It's just gorgeous. Yeah, and then a whole bunch of these. Well, not a whole bunch, but a number of them. She sent me like a selection of different colors, you know. Like these ones are pink. And they've got the little pin. It tastes gorgeous. Like at 1901. This one's one of my favorites. Yummy, huh? I like that one too. Anyway, so just yummy, grungy paper from a bank ephemera. So there's some other bigger, let's see, I think this is, well, these are checks, I believe. I think, I don't know. I was looking for one of those ones that, I thought there was a couple in here that, okay, so this part was actually torn off of this side of this. So anyway, you guys know what I mean. Just like little notes pinned onto things, and just love it. I kept what she sent in all together. I think she has some of this stuff in her shop right now too, you guys. So if you're looking for some cool old French ephemera, go look in Louise's shop. I'll put her link in the description, but I just wanted you guys to see. She sent me some yummy stuff. And of course there's more, but I'm not going to get into all of that right now. But I do want to use some of that French ephemera and just do some simple collaging with that. Well, I guess I could do one. Well, because I'm still waiting for that glue to dry on this one. It's a little bit wet. This is an old map from a book. It's a map out of a book. Let's use some of that. And then a piece of this copy paper. This was marriage license. I know there's people probably going, oh my God, she just tore that up. But honestly, that's what I bought it for. So, okay, let's pull out, let's just grab one of those new whatchamacallits that she sent me. Another piece of that copy paper. And a little book, half of a book, a little children's book page. It's like a school book in French. So anyway, different textures. This is really thin paper. I'm just going to use part of it. See, I'm starting to get warmed up now. And sometimes just turning your paper sideways too actually helps open your mind a little bit, you know. Like turning the canvas the other way, you know. I wonder if there's some psychology behind that, like working on a vertical space versus a horizontal or landscape space. I wonder if like one is, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. More freeing or something than the other. Okay. Oops. Okay, I'll just put it right there. I don't want this to get stuck on the table. Actually, I'm just going to put my glue on here. Using Amazon Basics. Oh, and thank you, Josie, for my glue. My good friend Josie, she's my glue angel. She sends me through Amazon boxes of glue now and then. And I really, really, really appreciate it. She knows what I love. I love glue. And it used to be the Elmer's all-purpose. And I know she watches my videos now because she sent me the Amazon Basics this time. You're such a sweetie, Josie. I really appreciate that. Okay, let's use this little piece of a letter. Right there. I don't seem to have much trouble with ink smearing when I do this, so I usually just go for it. If it starts to smear, then, well, I stop, but yeah, I don't have much trouble even with the, like, you know, the handwritten ink and stuff. It doesn't seem to smear, so too often at all, actually. Anyway, I want this over here. Okay, and then let's put the other piece of this letter up there in the corner. Okay. I don't know what this is. It's just a little note that was it was just kind of like between a couple papers, you know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Let's use part of this for this marriage license. Or something. It said marriage on it. I don't know if it's maybe it's not a marriage license. It's probably a prenuptial agreement or something. Okay. Got that little spot up there in the corner. Let's stick that up there. Okay, so there's another paper that I can use. Oh, I wanted to add a little bit of this. This is a book was like a book of copies of letters. So this is like the carbon copy or something that I got from Louise. Whoops. Yeah, it's really thin. Oops, that's okay. That's okay. No big deal. Actually, it's kind of cool to sort of rip it. Okay. Maybe I'll add a little bit down here too, just a little bit. Trying to tell which way is up. There. Just kind of tap it down till it becomes like transparent, you know. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, I think this one is probably dry now. I always save all these little scraps though, for sure. I save those. And that, and that. This stuff is going in the garbage. Okay. Yeah, so that's dry. I'm just going to trim around the edge of this so I can see. Just to make sure that when I'm tracing my template, I don't go off the edge, you know. Okay. Yeah, it's dry now. So I guess I could, you know, I could ink it. I could add other stuff to it now, but that's not what I want to do. Okay. Where's that? Here's this one. Oh, I want to do those long ones. I didn't make a template for those though. Huh. Well, I'm not gonna do the long ones right now because I didn't do a template for those. I guess I could do one real quick. Don't really want to waste these envelopes though. But that's really what I wanted to work on is these tall, skinny, like pocket envelopes, you know? Anyway, so I'm just going to cut. I want to save that because that's useful. But I'm going to cut around doesn't have to be exactly perfect. Okay. And I am going to glue this down because it just makes it more stable, you know. Just a little bit of glue right along the edge. Might as well do this back part too, because okay. I have that, hey now, you're a rock star, get your game on. I have that song stuck in my head right now. Anyway, so I'm just gonna hold that down where I want it. Trace that out. Just kind of, let's do another one. I guess I could, I should have made it the same width, but it doesn't really matter. I can just kind of trim it off. Probably have enough space to do one more there, like almost just perfectly. Okay. So I did these because these are both different widths. I was trying to figure out how wide I wanted them to be. I think that one's 3 inches. No, it is, I don't know what the heck I was thinking. It's like 2.5. This one's like more than 2.5, like 2 5/8 or something. Anyway, so I'm gonna cut out. Hold on, just want to make sure I can use as much of this collage as possible. So I'm cutting straight across there. And then I'm actually going to use my paper trimmer. I'm probably putting way too much effort into this. Anyway, you guys probably can't see, but I'm just lining up the very tip of the tracing right there in the appropriate spot. Okay, and then so I know that they're 2.5 inches, right? Well, at least this one is. One of them's the other one's a little wider. So I'm actually going to cut it slightly smaller than 2.5 inches. And then I can just cut out that little notch. What's the width on this one? Oh, it's 2 3/4. Okay. So 2 3/4. slightly smaller than that. And then let's do this one 2.5. Because I think I like a little bit narrower better. I know some of you guys are probably like, what the heck is she talking about? Anyway. Okay, gotta save my little template. So then I'm just gonna cut this out, and I want to make sure I get that little bit of a curve. I mean, maybe this is just way more work, and I'm sure there's probably an easier way to do this, but I don't know. I'm cutting on the inside of the line, so I'm like cutting off the pencil, you know. Because I don't want it to be larger. If anything, I want it to be slightly smaller, right? Okay. This is my template. I'm going to write on there so I don't misplace it. Okay, I need to do one more. I'm going to cut one more envelope to 2.5, cut that edge off to 2.5 inches. Yeah. I think that's right. I think I'm doing this right. We'll see. I need a sip of coffee. Save that half. Okay. So here's my 3 little skinny envelopes. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's gonna fit. Yeah. Haha, perfect. Okay. Oh, that's so much easier than trying to actually collage on this envelope, you know? Okay. So I'm just going to glue like the top part of that rather than trying to line up the whole entire thing while it's got wet glue all over it. And then I'll glue down the rest of it. Cool. I don't know. Is that silly, you guys? Okay. And then I can put something else on the back of it, you know? So I'm going to do a row of stitching around the edges. I mean, I could just glue that shut, but I don't really want to. Yeah, let's glue these other ones on here. Okay, where's my wider one? One of them is like 1/8 of an inch wider. It's this one. Yep. Does it fit? Yep. Perfect. Okay. Being careful not to get my glue under the, don't want to glue the envelope shut. Yeah, see, so it's actually like slightly smaller, which is nice. I want to really make sure that I get the edges glued down nicely at the top, especially since I'm not going to be doing any sewing. And that is another thing I could do, is actually do a row of stitching around this before I glue it on, so that I could have some stitching around this border, around that edge, you know. So maybe next time. Maybe next time. Well, let's just do that on this last one and see how it looks. Wanna? Because I just happen to have my sewing machine sitting here. Let's just do just a straight stitch right around that top edge. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but just that top edge. There. Whoops. Come on now. This machine's been sitting on the floor for about 2 weeks. I don't know if the cats have done anything weird to it. I have the needle in a different position on this machine than I had on my other one. So that's why I screwed up right there at the top. Yeah, I think that'll be nice. And then it'll be like, you know, like I did stitch it. I don't know what that is, glue. Yeah, cool. So I'll do that from now on the rest of them. I'll just run a little stitch right along the top. I don't know how many of these I'm going to make, but kind of fun for a tall tag, you know. Just a weird little envelope. Well, that was a little bit too long. Seems like a lot of work to make a little, just to make an envelope, right? But I'm also using up all of these envelopes that I've had sitting around for years. So that's good. Nobody else was going to use them for anything. Cool. And then I can do something on the flap too. It's much easier to just attach paper onto here or onto here, rather than, this part is always the biggest challenge, you know, this whole section. So anyway, so those three, oh, those are going to be so cute. Okay. And then I can just do something kind of pretty on the back. Like I could even do some more collaging on the back, but I want to use some of this paper, you know. So I was cutting out, I bought one of those little sidekicks, you know, the little sidekick die cutter thing. So it's only 2.5 inches wide. So so I cut out some papers to cut some shapes out of. just cut some strips 2.5 inches wide. And those should fit on there perfect. Yeah. So that one, this one looks wider for some reason. I guess not. Okay, that one, and then this one is a little bit wider. But you know what? I don't think that even matters. I think if I center it, it'll be okay. No, I want it wider. It's 2 3/4 inches. I've been kind of preparing to do this little project for quite a while. I just keep pulling things out and deciding what I'm going to do. What's the length? 8 3/4. And then 2 3/4. Can use those for something. Maybe that, I don't know. Okay, this one's my kind of wider one. No, it's not. What the heck? Oh, here it is. Okay. Maybe I should stitch around that too. You know what? That's a little bit wide. I'm going to make it ever so slightly skinnier. There. No, I'm not going to. I kind of do want to stitch it, but I'm not going to worry about it. I could actually make another little pocket on the back of this too. So I'm putting the glue, I'm adding the glue on the paper instead of on the envelope because the paper is slightly smaller than the envelope, slightly narrower. Anyway, so there's that one. Yeah, I gotta make this a little bit skinnier. Well, that's kind of cool. I didn't see the back of this. Sometimes I love double-sided paper and sometimes I don't, because now I feel like I'm losing something by covering that up. But it's nice for journals. I love double-sided paper for journals. for pages and journals. Okay. Love the art glitter glue. Love the art glitter glue. I need to get some more art glitter glue. Nobody send me art glitter glue. I'll find some. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that because I want someone to send me some. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's hard to find though, like in a large bottle, you know. Whoops, dang it. Dang it. That's the thing about it. It just like, it sticks so quick, right? Okay, I think I got it. All right, so that's cool. And then, I don't know, I think I'm going to add something on the flap too. And then, I don't know. We'll just keep working on these. I'm going to do a bunch more because I always do a bunch of everything. But, and then I'll do something with these we'll make these into little pockets or something. And maybe we'll just do a little series or something of videos, you know. And I'll do some of the smaller envelopes too. Some of these smaller ones. I have another stack of them over there. And we'll just see how it goes. We'll just keep making stuff. Keep my template with those. I don't want to stitch on these yet. I do want to, I like that stitching on there. I think that looks nice. As instead of just, you know, plain like that. So from now on, I'm stitching on that edge before I glue it down. But I am going to do a row of stitching right around the very, very, very skinniest edge of this, to hold this closed. I just don't want to glue it. I mean, unless I wind up putting something else, you know, I don't know, using it like hinged somewhere or something, or I don't know, maybe I just don't know. Like maybe I could put two together or something and make it like a little booklet or something. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. But that'll be fun. And I will do some more. This has a lot of glue on it. I'll do some more of these little simple collages. And then my vision is that then we can add little bits to these. You know, we could add like some little labels or some flowers, or just kind of do them up a little, you know. What would Wendy say? Zhuzh them up. And we'll play with them. And we'll do a whole bunch of other envelopes too, because I really do want to use up some of these envelopes and make some cute things that I can tuck into journals, you know. These are the other little skinnier ones. So we'll do some of those. I don't know. I mean, I've just got a gazillion envelopes. So I just want to play with paper, do some more collaging, use some of this really cool paper that I've just got sitting here, not doing anybody any good, just sitting here in this box. So I want to use it and get it recirculating in the world, you know. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. I'm gonna keep collaging, and I will see about doing another, like we'll do a part 2 tomorrow. How's that? I sort of like doing little series with you guys. It's fun. And I don't know, it gives you guys something to do too, right? Anyway, so I love you guys, and I will be back sooner than later. Okay? I do, for real. On the reels, as Adrian would say. On the reels. I love you. Okay. Bye for now.